time we met, we were talking a little bit about wind-up toys, and today we're going to go through a few of the toys with battery powered that really appeared. A few appeared before World War II, primarily to run lights or a sound mechanism. After World War II, things speeded up quite a bit, and they started out with a lot of tin toys and then got into a lot of animated toys that we'll look at here. The earliest ones that you saw coming out of Japan were made of tin. These are called a bump and go. This one's a locomotive that this will go to the end of the table or when it hits a hand and change directions. These were very popular in cars as well as trains. A lot of different tin toys in the 50s and 60s, and you'll notice it's actually smoking. This one smokes, has a little smoke comes out of the smokestack. A toy like this Minton box, there's several different train variations. This is one of the harder ones to find, and this was made by in Japan by SAN. Something like this will retail for about $125 to $185 depending on condition. This one, the box is a little bit rougher, but it's there. The boxes again are sometimes much harder to find than the actual toys themselves. On the other end of the spectrum, there were a lot of 5 and dime stores, and we actually had to take this one apart to look at it because we didn't think it worked. It has a motor in it. When you turn it on, the lights came on, and but that was it. After taking it apart, we found out that there was no motor in it. It's a friction drive, and one of the things that's cool is the little pistons go up and down on the motor there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. And as it moves across. Now this originally had either a robot or a driver on it that is now missing. But very simple toy. These were found in 5 and 10 cent stores, usually for around 89 cents to $1.29. And today, if it had there's motorized versions similar to this that would be worth $100 to $125, twice that in the box. One like this without this, probably $55, $60. The litho's in good shape. One of the more desirable companies to find out there that made these, if you look, was Kragstand. Kragstand imported some of the nicest battery-powered toys that were out there, including a lot of early robots that can be worth thousands. This one is from the early 50s. It's called a Drumming Rabbit, Peter the Drumming Rabbit, and very simple actions. I have to turn him on here. And that's all he does is drums and walks back and forth. His eyes light up. There's a lot of different motions with most of these Kragstands, which is kind of cool. If you could see the inside of these, the mechanisms that are there to make both arms move, his head move back and forth, his eyes light up, and his legs move as he walks across the floor. It's a pretty sophisticated little mechanicized toy inside. One of the things you'll also find out there a lot when you get to toys, you'll find a lot of very, very nice toys in boxes that don't work. And it took me a lot of years to figure out why. Here's one right here. It's obvious the toy's never been played with, but you put batteries in it, the motor comes up and it runs, but it doesn't do anything. And what I think happened, the reason why so many of these are in boxes that are very nice but don't work, is when people bought them brand new in a hardware store or a 5 and 10 cent store, they brought it home, it didn't work, so they took it back. The store owner put it in a box, put it out back, and there they sat. So consequently, you find some very, very nice toys that don't work inside of these. Here's one we had to fix that we bought at a yard sale for $1, and it didn't work, and now it does. One volume on this and it's extra loud, but Santa goes back and forth, walks, rings his bell. Another one that is really pretty obnoxious we bought, and this one didn't work, we fixed it, this is a bump and go fireman from the 80s. Showed you that mechanism earlier. You'll also find, this is another one we bought at a yard sale and took a chance on, and you see, if it does work, you can bump it now and then the light will come on, but it didn't do anything. The ones that are plush covered like this are very, very difficult to fix because the covering is actually glued on, and it's quite difficult to take that back off. This will work sometimes. We got the eyes lighting up, but evidently it's not going to work for us now. And this one just worked right out of the thing. It's a pretty cute one. And you look at his nose. It's really kind of neat. This is called Snuffy, the nosy puppy. Most of these like this are worth 75 to 100 bucks, 100 and a quarter, somewhere around there. Craig Stand toys can be worth twice that, sometimes up to 250, depending on it. And the later toys like this one, if they work, is a plastic toy is 35 bucks, $35, and not a high-end toy, likewise with the Santa. So sometime along the way, we're going to show you some robots. We don't have any here right now, but good luck finding these. These are great to find at yard sales, and as you can see, they have a pretty good value.